Thanks, Rima, and thanks everybody for coming out today. I'd also like to acknowledge the Yagara and Turrbal people on whose lands we're standing today, and also the staunch First Nations people across the country that have been fighting against fossil fuel and nuclear to protect their land and water for decades. I'm a renewable energy engineer, but I want to talk today about water, because water, peace, energy and climate are all inextricably linked, and water is at the base of that. Without access to water, we can't have energy. Our coal-fired power stations currently use 1% of our fresh water on the driest continent on Earth. And fossil fuel extraction around the country is poisoning water, from the Gamilaroi fighting Santos to the Warrabinda community fighting the Baralabar South coal mine alongside farmers. These are the struggles that are ongoing against the fossil fuel industry. But worse, the fossil fuel industry is exploiting climate chaos to the world. Water is fundamental to peace. The difference between 1.5 and 2 degrees of warming is millions more people in water stress and more unrest. On the flip side, we also will see more floods, driving more people from their homes and more costs to clean up, as we're seeing here and around the world. But both major parties are currently too scared of the fossil fuel industry to stop opening more mines.
Shame!
And worse, in Queensland last week, we've seen the LNP government start to backflip on climate targets that they voted for less than a year ago, and also announced that they will consider keeping our ageing, dirty coal-fired power stations open for longer. This is dangerous politics with our energy and water systems, and it's just a start of how perverse things could get under a nuclear power fantasy. Nuclear power is too late, too costly and too risky for Australia. It's too late for our energy system because, as we also saw last week, our coal-fired power stations are literally blowing up. We cannot keep them online longer and expect to keep our lights on. It's also too late for the climate. Waiting for nuclear would mean at least 2 billion tonnes more carbon pollution and kill any chance of Australia meeting our Paris targets. That's more floods, more drought, more unrest, more suffering. Nuclear is consistently ranked more expensive to build in Australia than renewables backed by storage. We've heard inspiring speakers today, and will continue to, about the need to change the system that we operate in. And we need to do this to make sure we can build renewable energy that protects nature and communities. But at least there's a pathway to do that. With nuclear, we just don't have the water for it. If you look behind the LNP's nuclear policy, it's implied we'd need twice as much water at the Qld power station and half as much again at Tarong, a coal-fired power station that is currently linked to Brisbane's drinking water supply. We also don't have anywhere for the nuclear waste. First Nations people around the country have fought and won against nuclear waste dump sites. Together, all of us here can make our voice heard through things like this, showing that we're not up for the continued extraction of fossil fuels or nuclear. It's really important we keep having these conversations and keep turning out so that we can get a just and safe climate future. Thank you.